On July 24th, 2007, the S&P lost almost 2% of its value and approximately 30 S&P points. During the same time, the ZoneTraderPro trading system made a total of 45 trades on this day and netted over 80 S&P points. One S&P point per contract being $50. A breakdown of the trades showed that over 30 points were made in the long direction on a day that the S&P was down over 30. Total of over 58 points were made in the short direction on this same day. What we'll now look at is the ZoneTraderPro chart and the signals that it gave on that day. We will only look at the profit as they occur from zone to zone and not look at the maximum favorable excursion, which is the total possible profit on any trade. There are no other indicators required for the ZoneTraderPro system. The chart itself is the entire system. For the ZoneTraderPro statistics, we start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and our first trade at 8 o'clock in the morning is a counter trend trade. Counter trend trades are identified as a C with the appropriate arrow, up being for long and down being for short. The T with an arrow indicates a trend trade in the direction of the current trend. In where you see an S, ZoneTraderPro has identified that a strong trend is in progress and indicates a strong trend trade in that direction. For a short little review, the meaning of the boxes are as follows. Anywhere you see a light blue box, that indicates trend support or resistance. In this case here, you see trend support. Again, trend support, and so on. These red boxes here are indicating intermediate resistance, and that is generally where a trade is initiated from after a trend zone has been hit. In this case, however, this pink box here indicates that the market is now putting in a strong trend. And because of that, what we would normally see is a trade initiated from minor resistance, as in this case right here. The market traded in this case exactly 2 minor resistance and reversed. The green boxes on the chart indicate intermediate support. And in a long situation will be the level that you would end up taking the long trade from. So without further discussion, we'll start talking about some of the trades that the system made on July 24th. Because of the time limitation of this format, I will only show you unusual circumstances which occurred during the day. On the website and at the end of this video there will be a link to see all of the screenshots from today so that they can be examined. Here we can see that a strong trend was defined as the market touched strong trend support, and in a strong trend situation you would only expect the market to trade back to minor resistance as it did here, and this indicated a strong trend trade at this point. At this point here we have a trend short trade that I indicated as a loss, although the trade could have been exited at break even. The entry to the trade is right here. The market reversed at minor support, which is indicative of a market that is going to go higher, and in fact it did. At the worst point, the loss would have been 1.75 points at this point right here. You next see a counter trend long into a trend short trade that does fail. The indications that it is going to fail is this chart pattern in the background. On this strong trend, we see both a strong trend being made as the market touches strong trend resistance here, and we also see a trend reversal. So in this case, there's actually two signals here, a strong trend and a strong trend reversal. At this point, you see a counter trend loss of 1 point. The market had moved 3 ticks in your favor at this point right here and reversed off of minor resistance. Any reverse off of minor resistance is considered a weakness in the market, and being that you had a 3-tick favorable excursion, I called this a 1-point loss. You would have had to let the market slip 7 ticks at this point before exiting at the 1-point loss. Here we see a trend trade that breaks even. It's a trend long trade. Anytime on a strong trend reversal, you're going to look to break even, which it does here at this point, and reverse. And that's exactly what happens. The trend reverses from a long to a short. Typically the market would reverse at minor resistance right here. In this case, it reversed 2 ticks higher, and the market continued down. Here you see the market touching trend support, strong trend support. Anytime that happens, you're going to want to look to get out of your trade at break even. The market does allow you to do that. The stops in effect at this point are 12 ticks, and the 12 tick stop theory is detailed on the website. At this point you see a strong trend that ends at this trend support level for 375. At this point right here we see a trend long trade. The trend long trade was first initiated at this point here and went 5 ticks favorably in your direction before reversing. There is also information on the website about when a trade goes a minimum of 4 ticks in your direction, the stop is moved to break even. So that is following this rule of moving a stop after 4 ticks to prevent losses. And in this case you see that it did in fact prevent a very large loss. At this point here we have another trend short trade, or trend long trade. Again, that trend long trade reverses off of minor resistance, and I again gave it a 1-point loss. At this point that would be a total of 6 ticks for a loss, or 1.5. At this point here you see a counter trend long trade that's a loss. As I stated earlier, the loss is normally 12 ticks. However, because it did reverse here without getting to minor resistance, that is a sign of weakness. So I considered it a full loss at 2.75 ticks as far as the statistics were concerned. That concludes this video. You will see a screen with a link to 6 screen grabs of this day and a chart of all of the trades. Thank you very much.